Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reaction. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and that's Chey, and we are here to watch some more Symphogear. So Theta, tell us who we have to thank today.
This is another window to the background of the video where I say something to Griff before the video starts, and
Alright,
he
is that
segues out of it.
Sorry,
a
I just kind of
lowercase?
I do the thing where I try to pass off to other people to let them speak, but we have AoIroSavant. Has gone ahead and paid for this Patreon. So go ahead and everybody give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Alro.
I'm the only one clapping here today,
Oh,
I guess.
You are the
unfortunately,
only
I'm
one
on push
clapping
to
it today.
talk, so
Right, it'll never work for you. Never once. Alright. So then, let me go ahead and try to segue and pass it off to someone else then. What happened last time?
You
Immediate
Look, what
silence.
happened last time was a whole bunch of exposition. We got a minute where they were talking about exactly what noise are, and then Hibiki was like, "Okay, we're going to the meteor shower with my girlfriend. I just have to pass my report." And then she eventually handed it in, and I was like, "Hey, guess what? You're not going to the meteor shower because we got tropes to deal with here, buddy. Now go fight some noise." And then she went anti-forum and like punched them all into explosions. And then Subasa's there now, and that's it.
what year
That's
did
where
this
we are.
come out?
I don't even know. I can Google it. Hang on.
Well, I'm just
It's Google
thinking,
time.
because we mocked them for not texting one another, but what if this came out in the age of pagers?
2012.
Well, they weren't
Well,
calling each
never
other on
mind
cell
then.
phone.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that if texting didn't exist, but it did, so never mind. I'm just trying
Even
to...
still, give her a call. We've shown that they can call each other.
They did do that, thankfully. They did not just completely leave the other girl without any messages whatsoever, which would have been the biggest trope ever. Hmm. But I think of exciting things for this episode. We did suddenly get a completely new person revealed to us at the exact last second, and they have full antagonist energy and what is obviously a bunch of Symphogear.
Wait,
He
wait.
has Studio Trigger energy, to be honest.
Guys, I got a quick question. It's probably maybe important.
Go for it.
Alright.
Are we still a month ahead?
I think so. I didn't
Yes.
see anything flashing back.
Yeah, well, we did, because we went back to the fight.
No, I mean, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything indicating that we're not still a month forward.
Well,
They are still a month into not working together well. Then we got the flashback to that one spot, and now we're back. The whole essay thing, that's like current timeline.
okay, that would be the thing. I was about to say I didn't see anything flashing us back forward again. But if they were doing the reports across from one another in the present time, then I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, I guess it's the element to indicate like this is the same time period. Yeah,
Because you
that
gotta
makes
remember,
sense.
we're still currently in a flashback. Because we
Yeah, the whole
started
series is one.
2 years in the future. No, wait. We started a year in the past? Jumped to 2 years in the... No? God, I am so... Okay,
They're flashing back to the flashback.
we started at the concert that happened before everything. Then, no, wait, did we start there?
No, we started at the funeral, the graveyard thing.
Okay, so we started 2 years in the future. Flashback 10 years in the past?
Way too far.
5 years in the past?
Way too far. I think it was like 2.
Well, no, I'm talking about the concert.
Yeah, I think the concert was 2 years.
Because we flash forward from the concert a couple of years into the future.
Did we? I thought it was only a couple of months.
This is something that we would have to look up, and I don't care enough. I'm just saying that we
We need a timeline at this point.
we do a lot of jumping around, and previous jumping arounds usually give us text on the bottom of the screen. And
Yeah,
last
so-
episode, we just did a flashback and flash forward again without any text.
Okay, so if we call the Hibiki learning to use the Symphogear and writing the report timeline the current timeline, the present timeline, that's where we are currently.
I wish that I could just like reach off screen, pull out a blackboard, and do like a Back to the Future Doc Brown style. This is the timeline, and this is where we jumped back to 1985.
Well, you joke, but let me pull up my whiteboard here, and as you can see, it's actually completely blank, like my brain.
But like all whiteboards, has those two little magnets on the side.
That never get used because I
Yeah,
never flip any paper
but-
up to it.
But in any like TV show, movie, anything, two little dots there, magnets.
It's all part of the set design, you see.
I guess it goes to show you that these never fall off either.
So I guess at least about the episode, looking ahead, you guys have any prediction about what do you think is about to happen with this new character?
I think that's gonna body Tsubasa and Hibiki, and then something's gonna bail them out at the last second.
I actually expect
Classic.
that since we're expecting a fight to happen, for 5 to 10 minutes we're gonna get a completely different scene. And then we're gonna flash back to the fight.
Right, we're gonna flash back first to them interacting with this person, then come back to the fight.
I fully expect we're gonna get 5 to 10 minutes of a starfall with the other character and the other group talking about something completely unrelated. And then we're gonna go back to the control room where they're monitoring events, something about international relations, and then 10 minutes
Germans
later,
want
the
in now.
fight.
They're sending their own Symphogear over.
Well, that wouldn't work because we're naming them all after German things.
Ah, well, I mean, I'm just giving a Neon Genesis Evangelion reference now.
The German one comes over and has a Korean name.
All right, I think in that case, let's just go ahead and watch and see what happens.
5 years
Ah,
ago,
we do
what?
go fast track.
What'd I tell you?
Yo, I really just need the flashing back to calm down a little bit.
I told you someone must have done an edit where they put everything in chronological order.
It's,
Oh,
it's
hey,
like
it's Kanade.
I would say just as bad as Naruto now. Anytime something interesting is about to happen, get ready for 3 episodes of flashback.
To be fair though, when Naruto does it, it's flashback to shit you already saw on screen before.
Like, I totally get that. And that
Do
makes
you
it
remember
better
when
than
I threw
Naruto
that
in that
shuriken
regard.
12 seconds ago?
But man.
辛いだろうがノイズに襲われた時のことを教えてくれないか我々が君の家族の仇を取ってやる
眠てえこと言ってんじゃねえぞおっさん私の家族の仇は私しか取れねえんだ私にノイズをぶち殺させろ
Oh, she's got spirits.
それは
Alright, so this is maybe this is explaining Hibiki's rage mode.
奴らを皆殺せるのなら私は望んで地獄
Maybe
に
there's a
落ちる
piece of this girl
But that
still
she
alive
actually
in this
inherited
movie.
the anger of...
Yeah.
And only the anger.
The one shard she got was the angry shard.
I like the confusion to blush face.
It's like, wait a second, I didn't expect sympathy here.
ノイズとの戦い
Or the adult to say, yeah, go get him.
厳しい訓練と薬物の投与を繰り返すことで生物第3号ガングニールへの適合を試みる
So yeah, the transition elfin lied we talked about.
I was gonna go Made in Abyss.
Nah, she's not getting cut up. Cool action beat. No action though.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, this is pumping up the theme maybe a little too much.
Can't wait for the basketball team to run in.
ここまでだなんてつれねえこと言うなよパーティー再開と行こうや涼子さん敵も消す
Our compatibility levels are going through the roof.
Can you explain how they go above 100%?
Oh, jeez.
He's so good.
Yeah,
for
that's very
keeping up blood.
compatible. Oh, and all the scientists are dead. That's 7 experts in the field of Symphogear, and everyone literally in the entire world who knew what was going on.
So I guess when you replace all your blood with green shit, you vomit it out. I guess I can see the appeal of this anime in that
私のスーパー
any fucking thing can happen at any time.
私のように偶然から始まった力ではない
So,
I'm gonna count this show as a mecha show instead of a magical girl anime, so you really just have no idea what the hell's coming next.
well, it's like, okay, so we're gonna miss the meteor shower? Oh, okay, now she's vomiting blood and, threatening people, okay.
It
Cutting up
goes
hot
hard
dogs.
and is also like everywhere. It is across the entire spectrum from 0 to 100.
So is this gonna be a hint that Hibiki is gonna have a spear?
We already saw her with it the first time she transformed.
Right, okay. Problem is I've got
That's
a
what
worse
Goku
memory.
is.
My long-term memory is worse than y'all's short-term memory.
大丈夫か
I don't have either, man, so...
瓦礫に埋まってもずっと歌が聴け
Either man, it's gonna be the name of my next
諦
anime.
めなかった
Either, man.
I'm gonna buy your CD later.
The speed with which we're hitting all of her, emotional road bumps,
誰かに
it's staggering.
存外気持ちのいいもんだなどうした
Either of you ever watched Zatch Bell?
Yes.
Yup.
I want to see Parko Fulgore with the Symphogear.
I should say that I watched Zatch Bell like 20 years ago.
That's valid.
Or more.
Zatch
He's a really
Bell
funny
reaction stream
Italian
win.
singer,
翼
man.
と一緒に歌を歌っていたいと思ってね
Okay, so now we're establishing her emotional connection.
そして私たちは共に歌うツバイウィングになった
Right, so they went through a whole bunch of stuff, realized singing for people is fun, and then, got together on that. Makes sense.
何としてでも鎧を確保するんだ。
メフシタの鎧
へえってことはあんたこの鎧の出自を知ってんだ
2年前私の不始末で奪われたものを忘れるものか
Wait, you had two armors?
私の不手際で奪われた命を忘れるものか
I guess that armor was stolen at the concert?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right,
I guess
yeah.
maybe they're researching it at
No,
the time.
you remember? They showed it, and we didn't know where the fuck that was happening. Like,
yeah, I
they
didn't
were
know where
researching.
it was at all.
Right, right.
揃って現れるという巡り合わせ
It seems like it has a lot going on. It seems really hard to move
私にとっ
him.
て心地いい
I mean, as opposed to, I guess, the comparison to these two scantily clad girls.
むしろ
I like how both sides are just like, get out of the way, we're trying to fight.
So if you're fighting with someone who's singing, and you yourself have to sing, you have to sing at the same beat.
I think so.
Whoever has the fastest BPM wins.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, if someone's singing, say a country song, for example, can you just, like, break out into rap and just try to completely ruin their rhythm?
全生物の
That's what
Yeah.
Lil Nas X did, right?
Stop and break out Modern Major General and see how long they last.
Well, I mean, because if your power is based on your song, and you lose focus or the ability to keep a beat, you start getting depowered by the other person's song.
They really are destroying the public park here, huh?
Well, at the same time, though, she doesn't seem to be
Wait, they-
singing.
Oh, okay.
Those ones are kind of cute.
Yeah.
Well, those are the, what are those birds that peck into the water, come back up and down?
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
And here's
Wow,
one for
that
the
frame out of
audience.
context.
その子にかまけて私を忘れたか
Hold on, I'm gonna have to go back and get that for research purposes.
Ooh.
乗せ上がるな人気者誰も彼もが構ってくれるなどと思うんじゃねえこの場の主役と勘違いしてるなら
That's
教え
easy.
て
This is my story. I'm Titus.
Well, except for 2 years from now when she won't be.
鎧も仲間もあんたに過ぎてんじゃないのか
繰り返すものかと私は誓った
Maybe this will make Tsubasa like Hibiki because they have the bond of having saved her. Maybe they can get past this and start being characters to each other.
Okay, so shedding tears was her move.
奏さんの代わりになるには私にもアンモのギアが必要
If you wiggle more, maybe you'll get it.
I'm sure you couldn't Photoshop something into that motion that would make this inappropriate.
Look, just every frame with her right now out of context is not good.
鎧に振り回されているわけではないこの強さは本物
ここでふんわり考え事だ
Good old summon army zaps.
Ah, the big lip starfish, of course.
Hey yo, hot dog boy.
The mooks are not any more powerful than they were before our raid. Instantly disintegrated.
Hey,
The poor
it's
hot
over now.
dog boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a D&D when all you have is like the first level summon wild animal. Cool, I got 10 rabbits here. We know what this show's about.
I was
You know,
about
this-
to say,
this is
maybe
the
a
one
little too
time I
fan
was-
servicey for this moment.
Literally the one time I was just gonna let it go too.
それも今日までのこと奪われたネフシュタンを取り戻すことでこの身の汚名を注がせてもらう
But no, this is some good character determination here.
Well, I mean, at any moment she could have turned around and tried to help her friend. Sorry, not her friend. She could have tried to help her comrade.
What? Did she just shadow snitching jutsu her?
Yeah, I
She
think
did
so.
she did the summertime render on her.
Yeah, please sing your superb song.
One,
Get rid of her.
amazing name for a song. Two, I have no idea what the fuck's going on because nobody has a well-defined move set.
Of course, the well-defined moveset is just not what this anime is about at all.
Superman on his way to the scene, also driving.
It's really just the destiny of every single character in this anime to die, isn't it?
Is she trying to Kamina right now?
Point blank suicide explosion.
I almost believe you were right, Griff. A half a second there, explosion went off. I was like, wow.
I don't think she's having a good time, everybody.
So was her
But she
own
lived.
was her own armor attacking her there?
It was
Something
either
like
that
that.
or something Tsubasa did, one of their two.
Well, like Tsubasa's attack like broke the armor in a bunch of places, and then it was like infusing itself into her skin.
私とて人類守護の務めを果たす先森こんなところで折れる剣じゃありません
Still in one piece.
By the way, Griffin, I
nope,
completely
no,
expect we're going to hear that in The Witch from Mercury at some point. Exact similar scene.
You know, probably actually.
I'll be perfectly fine if Tsubasa dies here.
it would make sense in terms of like the drama of it all, but
Nope,
I
she's
think
fine,
she's
she
gonna.
lives.
Yeah, she lives.
She's stabilized. She's fine.
よろしくお願いします。
I would love to see the anime that pulls that, right? The main character goes to the hospital, stabilizes, they think they're fine. Oh no, there was an emergency later and then they died. Just pull the rug right out from under you.
I swear I've seen at least 1 or 2 series that do that, but I don't know what anymore.
小川さん
I also feel like this is the anime they would have made in Footloose, if Footloose had lasted longer. Next thing you know, they'll be singing.
High School Musical number 12. This time we're fighting aliens.
今はあなたの胸に残るガングニールのシンフォギア奏者でした。2年前のあの
If you think about it, she really is the Iron Man of this anime.
被害を最小限に抑えるため、奏さんは絶唱を解き放ったんです。
絶唱翼さんも言っていた。
奏者への負荷を厭わず、シンフォギアの力を限界以上に打ち放つ絶唱はノイズの大軍を一気に殲滅せしめましたが、同時に奏さんの命を燃やし尽くしました。
それは私を救うためですか？
So essentially the same thing Mikazuki does in Iron Blood Orphans.
Yeah. It's like a pretty common conceit, right? The armor that drains your life. It's guts. Now I need a really big sword.
がむしゃらに戦ってきました。同じ世代の女の子が知って叱るべき恋愛や遊びも覚えず、自分を殺し、一振りの剣として生きてきました。そして今日、剣としての使命を果たすため、死ぬことすら覚悟して歌を歌いました。不器用ですよね。
I would really just like to say that there is no heterosexual explanation for this anime.
All the fan service.
It's okay, they're just roommates.
そんなのひどすぎます。
Like all of these girls are a little too
そして
they're more than just
翼さんの
friends.
こと何にも知らずに
This is one big Yuri polycule in this show.
奏さんの代わりになるだなんて
Oh,
I don't
he's
know,
rising
but-
up. Look at that.
2
She gets
episodes
it, she
ago you thought you
understands.
could.
あなたに奏さんの代わりになってもらいたいだなんて。
No, I appreciate this moment for her, honestly.
そんなこと誰も望んではいません。
No one believes in you, go home.
ねえ響さん
Shy,
The dummy learned quick.
Shy the Hibiki stan.
She's just girl Naruto.
嫌いにならないでください。
I don't believe it.
She's Naruto but a girl.
世界に一人ぼっちになって。
They're both orange and blonde. It's the same character.
はい
I don't know. Have we ever heard any mention of Hibiki's parents?
What's her Symphogear way?
Yeah, what's her Symphogear way? No, Hibiki's okay.
片翼だけでも飛んでみせろ。どこまでも飛んでみせろ。だから笑ってよ。奏。
Nope, not even your death dreams.
奏さんの代わりだなんて。
気になるのはネフシュタンの鎧をまとった少女の狙いが響くんだということだ。
それが何を意味しているのかは全く不明。
いや、個人を特定しているならば我々ニカの存在も知っているだろうな。
内通者ですか。
なんでこんなことに。私のせいです。
So
Wonder
y'all,
who could be, says the most American person in the room.
none of them are questioning the fact that she summoned noise.
いつまでも未熟だったから。
あ、いいや。
シンフォギアなんて強い力を持っていても、私自身が痛い。
Maybe they're just in the same position as us. They're just like, yeah, I guess that's just a power they could do.
泣いていました。翼さんは強いから戦い続けてきたんじゃありません。ずっと泣きながらも、それを押し隠して戦ってきました。悔しい涙も、覚悟の涙も、 誰よりも多く流しながら強い剣で
I just know that if I existed in worlds like these are the speeches that would uninspire me the most.
It's because they're emotional and impactful as a spectator, but in real life, it's just cheesy.
Well, not even. I mean, not even.
I know you hate emotions and feeling things.
See, Griff gets me. That's what I'm saying is, I would just be put off by this. I would walk out of the room and just call me when the next fight happens.
Oh gosh, Theta, you are like the typical grumpy Lancer, you know that? That's why we need you around, you fit the 3-man band.
I'm the Vegeta of the group, right? If I'm not training to get more powerful, just put me in the fight. Stop talking about emotions around me.
やっぱりミクには隠し事できないね。だって響無理して
Goes on to cry in Made of Abyss.
Here we go, the roommates are talking to each other again.
考えさせて。これは
I'm not
And
sure.
holding hands.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for this relationship yet, but I'm willing to try. Just give me some time to work on myself.
Holding hands like roommates. No, like, it makes sense, like, she's going through a whole lot.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, there are a lot of countries out there where friends are available to hold hands in
Oh.
public,
Absolutely.
but actual relationship partners would be too much of a display of affection to actually do that. It's such a weird world that exists out there. Specifically closer to where this takes place than to us.
But they are darn cute together.
私のままでいていいの？
I understand it's just undertones. However, I will emphasize them through this entire thing.
It's just Sappho and her friends, that's all. Her friends. That they share rooms together.
Her completely heterosexual friends.
If you want to see me call these 13-year-old girls sapphic friends over and over and over, make sure to request this again on our Patreon.
I was literally going to point out that I was really going to make those, since I think they're like 14.
そのまま歩いていけそうな気がする。
They haven't actually stated it at any real point, have they?
Also,
Stated what their age.
also,
Yeah, you can
Chey's
just assume.
attempts to dissuade you from making Patreon page is not
Oh,
reflected
no, no,
anything
no,
on
I'm
this channel.
actively encouraging it. I'm actively encouraging it. I personally think it's fun. And you, the viewer, should find
Oh,
it
that
fun
was a
too.
dumb joke, though.
涙が止まらないよ。今度こそは一緒に見よう。約束。
There's something somewhat endearing. Sorry, not about the actual characters. About the drawing style of drawing blushes with all the skill of a 4-year-old with a grand.
Oh, right, where you do, like, the red cross hashing.
Well, no, it's not. It's just jagged motions with the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Blush.
You want the splash of color in there, but then you don't want to go through, like, the whole mix-in. Which is understandable, that's just, like, making it simpler.
So do we get a different end screen? Is this the Chainsaw Man of end screens?
Maybe.
I don't know. It really feels that way.
I don't know if you could survive one punch. 100,
Let's start simple with Shoryukens.
100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and a 5-kilometer run.
It's the Jujutsu Kaisen training arc.
Oh, yeah, just watch the Bruce Lee together, the whole shit. Oh,
Did
they
you
got
guys
the
ever watch
tracksuits,
Jujutsu
too.
Kaisen?
I don't think so.
No, I
That
haven't.
show it literally has my favorite training arc of all time because the main character literally just has to sit there and watch movies. And
I
that's
think
his
I've-
training arc, and
I think
promise
my
you, it
martial
makes
arts
him a
training
god.
anime is definitely the ultimate disciple, Kenichi.
Yeah, I
I
love that
appreciate how
one.
we're getting this training arc in the credits. Like, next time she's gonna come back a god, and it's just gonna be fine because we saw it happen.
Also, aggressive eating of pancakes, very important to your training.
But no, I've linked the power structure
I love
Jujutsu
the
Kaisen
costume choice.
to people who watch anime, and even they did not understand it.
I don't know, but one thing I like about that series is at least all the characters kind of feel like they're fighting on the same power level. Like, if you put any character up against any other character, it feels kind of cool, kind of fair.
I've heard people say that about Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x... Oh, don't... I'm gonna talk for hours about that one if we start on it.
Never watched it. Although I do have a good idea how it ends.
So, Hunter x Hunter, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite power system in anime, but it is, like, objectively the best one. Next
And that
episode
was
is
a
the
lie.
Superb Songs of the Valkyries.
It's got a very weak name to it. Hold. Sorry, I just need this thing to vanish off of
Yeah.
the screen. Okay, now go.
Saying what?
Thoughts? You know what you normally say
I don't
when
know.
the video ends.
I thought that you were leading into something. I'm sorry.
No, I was waiting for the. Sorry. Well, I'll include this in the cut thing. When the thing comes up at the end of the video, it pops back into what video was playing and everything. And I don't want that specifically on screen denoting where the video comes from and all that shit.
Yeah. I really want the fight scenes in this show to last longer. I think they're the strongest part of it.
They're definitely like super fun, right?
Yeah.
Even if a lot of it is just like kind of basic wiping out like complete mooks, like it's still fun.
I have to say,
Even
much to Shy's disagreement, the most fun I have is the incomprehensible flashbacks. Because it's very much a string game of conspiracy theories for me. It's like, okay, we were here, now we're here, but we're going back to, are we in an alternate universe now? Or
Theta loves the Pepe Silvia board. Yeah.
it's very confusing, but at the same time, any flashback, anything could happen. It's like, okay, we're at a concert and, oh, the character's dead? Okay, now we're in a fight, and wait, now she's puking blood and killing all the scientists? Literally, anything can happen at any moment in time. It's like an episode of Sliders if they just kept falling through portals.
I think I would have been fine this episode if Tsubasa died. I think I would have been okay with that.
I think the thing I wanted was like a more explanation of like who this antagonist is or what like their real goal is. They wanna kidnap Hibiki, but it's like, okay, so but who are you? What are you up? What are you about? Why are you summoning noise? What is all of this?
It very
Yeah, we
much
didn't even
had
get a
the
name, if I recall.
it very much had the feel of like Oh My Goddess when the very first I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The demonic angel sort of person shows up.
Mhm.
And she just
Walks
gives
in, tries to kidnap your friend, refuses to elaborate further.
yeah, no
leaves.
explanations, but we understand that she's not a good guy. Well, I mean, she kind of is, but she's not. Anyway,
We'll figure it out with this one, I'm sure.
but yeah. Sorry, I had another thought, but then trying to remember the character's name from Oh My God, it just threw me off.
It'd be like that.
I'm definitely interested in like the dramatic angle they took where Tsubasa doesn't die dramatically right then and there. Again, someone else sacrificing their life for Hibiki and permanently scarring her for another time in a row.
Oh, that was the thought that I had when Chey was saying that she'd mind if Tsubasa died. I actually kind of like Tsubasa. Now that we've gotten a couple of background things on them, because they remind me of sort of an amalgamation of a couple different other anime characters I like the side antagonist in Hajime no Ippo, the guy he fights for his very first fight, and then we watch that guy go off to try to be a better boxer so that he can come back and challenge Ippo. It's like him without so much of the emotion in the backstory.
I don't know, I just feel like I'm looking at Blue Girl Sasuke when she talks.
See, I don't like Sasuke, but
Neither
I
do
don't.
That's why I don't like her.
Well, I would say I don't like Sasuke, but I don't actively hate him when he's on the screen.
That's valid, I do.
That's like, well, the only thing I can really think of is when he comes back in Shippuden and is like bitching at them from in the cave, and you can just shut down Naruto, and I'm like, I've been waiting all this time for Sasuke getting his ass kicked, and it looks like he's just gonna win.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's room for Tsubasa to improve as a character, and she's a well-written character. Don't get me wrong; her character makes complete sense in terms of like how she's behaving psychologically. I totally get it. I'm just not there for it.
Yeah,
I think like this experience
I
is
will-
probably going to be the turning point for
Yeah,
that.
I will-
There's
I will
no
not-
reason for it to continue to be mad after this point.
I will not deny the quality of the character. It's just not for me.
I'd say my read on your opinion is this character is well written. They could exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if I met that person in the real world, I'd hate them.
Exactly. That is exactly my opinion. Thank you for putting it so eloquently. That is exactly how I feel about her.
That's a perfectly valid way to do it. I mean, I can like lots of characters that I definitely think I probably would shoot in the real world.
Just my point of view, I think, is I side with Tsubasa more than I would Hibiki. Hibiki has that
Yeah, I don't
happy-go-lucky.
Hibiki is kind of more the spectator of circumstances. Nothing that's happened to her is necessarily a choice that she's made. Meanwhile, Tsubasa just kind of has to deal with this fact that everything is crumbling around her.
Hibiki. Sorry,
go ahead. Okay. I will say on the topic of Hibiki though, the thing that I like is that regardless of whether or not Tsubasa died, she's like, all right, maybe I should start taking this a little more seriously. And we got that little montage in the credits, which I also like. We don't have to go through a whole training arc.
I loved like every single costume. What's the evil guy in Street Fighter? The one that like has those beads
Akuma?
around their neck normally. Yeah, Akuma. I love the Akuma costume on our what's his name again? Genjuro? Yeah. I loved all the costuming there. I want to see
big red
more
guy?
of it. Yeah. That's the big
I
red
like.
guy.
So far, I like him. He's my favorite.
I think my problem with Hibiki is that she seems like, I don't know what the term is, I want to use self-insert, but not in like the authorial style, like in the self-insert friend, because
Very
she's like
neutral, inoffensive
no,
protagonist.
no, let me finish. She's the kind of character where if you're going through a tough time and all you want is time to yourself to just figure shit out, that she's going to keep showing up and make herself important in your life despite any of your wishes. And that's what I don't like about her.
Well, I mean,
don't think
like,
that's intentional on her part, of course.
even look at her being like, oh yeah, well, I'll replace Kanade or whatever. Like, she doesn't necessarily understand, but she's living in a very self-important world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was the event that made her realize, oh, this kind of goes beyond me. Hold up. Which I think is going to be a good moment for her, but at the same time, I don't think she'll ever stop being that friend that knows you need a minute to yourself and interjects yourself anyway. She just has that personality. That was such a good comparison. That's exactly how Hibiki is.
There you go. So we got two characters with things that we definitely would like in real life, but we're still having fun watching them at least. And definitely having fun watching them beat the shit out of stuff.
I also
the difference. I don't know. I feel like I would get along with Hibiki because at least I can say, "Yo, I need a minute for myself. You need to step away," and I think that would probably be fine. But most characters in anime won't do that.
Right.
I do appreciate though that the turning point was watching somebody sing so hard that they started bleeding from the eyes.
Right. I'm actually surprised it took. I'm surprised it took something like that though. After literally watching the first one die in front of her like that, it feels a little weird. But again, she's literally a child, so.
How does it feel being the end of every single superhero you've ever met?
I think that falls into an aside that I think I've made to Griff before. Why I liked the anime Gate so much is that they're middle-aged people in that anime as the main characters. It's like
who don't have constant drama.
Well, it's more so that they think the way that we think because they're normal-ass people and not 14-year-olds going through the height of testosterone, estrogen, whatever.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I forget that I have to look through the lens of that's not where I'm at in life anymore. It's going to be harder to relate to that sort of emotional
we're going to be the cross-filled men real soon, me and Theta here.
Well, it's more like if
I'm already seeing a chiropractor every week. Like, I'm old, basically. Like
it's if I was in high school right now, I would not be making the choices I made back then. that these characters are now also making, because this is all new to them. They're going through changes.
Yeah.
It's not the same world that we now exist in.
Which is why when we're watching shows and I'm like, yo, go to therapy, like obviously it's a joke. Like I don't expect these characters to have the emotional intelligence and maturity that we as older people should.
I'm not expecting as a series that they'll spend 20 minutes of just sitting down in someone's office just going, so why do you feel that way?
Well, yeah, it's like
Right.
I don't know if your schools had a school counselor. Not
Yeah,
all
I was there every week.
I would say not all schools did. But the idea that you got told to go to a counselor by a teacher for, whatever you did. But, and that was looked down on. People laugh at you, that shit.
Yeah.
Versus going to a counselor on your own because you want to talk to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Which
And
is
especially
a lot rarer in school.
Yeah, and especially in Japan, mental health is still really stigmatized though. Like it's they don't necessarily believe in it as like a field of care, basically. If something's wrong with you, you better find a way to deal with that and swallow it down, basically. You know what I mean?
Like us 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Internalize, swallow it up until you do something horrible.
And
then apologize.
Be more of a man about it. Gosh. Oh.
Yeah, mental health care is a joke in most parts of the world. I think Europe's like one of the only places that actually care.
All right, so before I start filling out my migration information here, let's go ahead and wrap it up for the day, I think.
Well, before we do...
I love your closing segues sometimes. They're so good.
Before we actually close it up, where would you migrate to?
The Netherlands.
I would say that, or Sweden, Norway, any of that general region.
Any of those Viking weed is legal areas. Specifically the Netherlands, because I at least know I have a friend there. That's where I'd go.
Oh, is that... Because mine was thinking more towards quality of life, outreach programs. General crime rate is low, and the way that they handle their criminals as well. Everything...
They generally live very quiet lives.
Everything is just generally better, I find, in research.
Yeah, definitely same.
Yeah.
So that's where I would personally go. How about you, Griff? You didn't answer.
Maybe Germany at the top of the list. Just
why did
data.
I don't know. I guessed you were gonna guess that, and I wish I said it out loud.
I need other people like me who express no emotions and take everything seriously, and then play train simulators.
Oh, I thought you were gonna lean towards their
also actual healthcare and other things.
I don't know how to phrase it. You know how post-World War II Germany handled educating the future generations about what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed by that. I always joke because someone was like, the biggest difference between German history and American history is that Germans are ashamed of their stuff while we're out flaunting it with these flags and
Actually,
stuff.
I was gonna point towards Germany versus Japan. I've been watching a lot of history reaction stuff.
Covers it up.
Well, not only that's mainly the thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Japanese people watch Japanese history videos, and some of them didn't even realize that they were allied with Nazi Germany.
Wow.
It comes up,
wow.
And they say it's not really taught because they learn more about their distant past than they do their modern history.
Gosh, that's right up there with Americans who can't point to places on a map, I think.
But then you watch like a lot of German stuff, and it's like, yeah, we kept it. We kept the camps to remind people what we did, and
do not do this again, please.
Exactly.
Very important.
So it's a very big difference.
So, speaking of things we should probably remember actually in the episode too.
You remember that part in episode 4 of Symphogear where they discussed the Holocaust apropos of nothing?
Oh yeah, they went on for like 5 hours about it.
And they really just like shit on their own country to big up every other country in the world. It was crazy. And that went on for 5 hours.
Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap it up there. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everyone, watching Symphogear. Come back to the Patreon and come see us all again. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and that is Chey, and we will catch you next time, everybody. See you around.